fam, and welcome to a vlog that I did not think I would actually end up doing, but hey, here we are. Actually I did think I would do it, but then I got delayed in it, so then I just said fuck it. But then I saw so much of content about it that I was just like, so I felt like peer pressure, but no one was actually doing the peer pressure. I peer pressured myself into it. So basically, long story short, in this video, I will be reading the Shadow and Bone trilogy or the Grishaverse, something like that. Basically, the first book came out in like 2012, and then the last book came out in 2014. So you're wondering why am I reading this like 40-year-old book? No, it's not 40. It's how many ever years old series, but in the hell that has been 2021, a new series, Netflix series, has come up, which is the adaptation of this world and this trilogy, and it is all the rage. Like, people are putting up so much content about it that there was anyway a lot of content about like this series on the bookternet, but and then I felt kind of left out. But now with the series, I feel really left out. Like, I want to know what's up with these books. I want to know if I'm team Darklina or team Malina. Like, I want to know who these characters are. And I have the books because, you know, I thought that like before I watch a series, I will read the books. So here I am, I have the books, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna read it. So that's what you're gonna see me doing through this vlog. Also, I watched the first episode of Shadow and Bone and I didn't understand anything. So I put up this poll on Instagram and I was like, hey, should I watch the TV show or should I read the books first? And everyone was like, read the books. So here I am, I'm gonna read the books now. And here's the thing, that while most of the internet really loves the series, there is a part of the internet that thinks that the series sucks. Like, that it is very badly written and it's just very tropey. So I'm going in with no expectations, because no expectations and I might not be disappointed, or rather I go in with very low expectations and then I would come out surprised. That is my motto for life. Also, there's the fact that this is a book for young adults and I'm not young. So let's see how this goes and let's see how my experience pans out. As usual, I will make sure that there are no spoilers in this video, and if there are, then I will very categorically say so. There will be like things on the screen that say spoiler, so you can like pass that if you don't want spoilers. Also, like, I'll try to keep timestamps and stuff like that, so like, you know, you can skip ahead. And that's all for now. I'm just gonna go start reading the first book, which is this one, Shadow and Bone, and I'll see what my thoughts are. I'll see you in a bit. Hi, thought I would do a quick check-in because I am done with more than 100 pages of the book and I think we're getting along swimmingly because it's going by very fast. If you're wondering what these tabs are, they are essentially just the points that I got slightly annoyed with the book. Overall though, we're good, but like these little things were just parts where I was slightly annoyed. Because like, okay, the first tab was when the main character, Alina, was holding her breath and she didn't know she was holding her breath. So like, you know, that sort of like young adult trope which just slightly grates on my nerves. So just that sort of stuff. But apart from that, it's going good. It's very action packed, just a lot of things happening. So yeah, just good so far. In terms of the plot, I don't think I told you what it is. I will try very briefly. Essentially, we are in this land called Ravka, which is divided into two because of this one thing that happened many years ago, some magical thing. But it is divided over here into two and this is basically like a dark thing, so it's called the Fold or the Unsea, and it is basically just a dark place full of monsters. And in order for them to go to the port and like do any sort of trade, they have to cross this. So like they occasionally do so, but this is also a magical land full of people who have various different magical abilities, and the magical people are called Grisha. So there you have it. I'm learning about these people and their abilities, but it turns out that our main character has an ability that no one else does, which is called a sun summoner, and essentially is basically she emits light. That's all I know so far. Uh, yeah, and since the fold is dark, and she is light, then I'm assuming it's like light versus dark is going to happen. Basically, where we're at now is that once her powers get to be known to herself as well as like other people, because of something that happens while she was in the fold, because she was supposed to cross, she is then now going to be taken to see the king and be in the royal thingy, and I think get trained for something. I don't know. We will find out. But that's all I know so far, and I will be able to give you more information later. So, yay! Hello and welcome to Much Later in the Night. I'm about 75-ish% done with this book, and I'm sitting here with my book and some chicken nuggets. Who called it chicken soup for the soul? It should be chicken nuggets for the soul. Strong recommendation that they change that. But anyway, as I said, I'm about 75% into the book, and I have some thoughts that are forming in my brain. So far, am I liking it? Sort of. Am I not liking it? Also sort of. Like, it's very, like, I would call this book like a tropey McTropston, where it's just like, I don't know, there's just something about young adult fantasy books where it always has the same thing, where there's this orphaned girl who is has these like secret powers that she doesn't know of, but then this surly man comes and he saves her, or then takes her to this magical place where she discovers her powers and realizes that she is the chosen one and she can do anything, and she has to save the world or like this place or whatever, and she's the only one of her kind. And then there are vibes between her and this surly man, and that's basically what this book is like. I swear to god, I am describing the plot for like a lot of YA books. Anyway, but that's where we are. So it's honestly nothing new. I can sort of predict where things are going, but the good part is that there are a lot of things that are happening. However, even though there are a lot of things happening, it almost feels like we're dragging it out just a little bit. Like, I feel like some parts of it could be shaved. I don't know. Apart from that, there is like the romance of her and the Darkling seems like, I don't get it. I still don't get it. I get the like the best friends still ever sort of thingy because they've been with each other for through like thick and thin, but like the Darkling thing, he literally just like kissed her randomly, and I'm just like, okay, like that's, it just seems like, also like, you an old dude, like you really old, like should you really be kissing a teenager? But anyway, I am still some ways in. There were some unexpected sort of things that were told to us, though like it wasn't really unexpected. You kind of like saw it, but like, you could have been surprised. If I would have been surprised if I was a teenager, but I've just seen the world now. I know that like things are not what it seems. So anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna continue to read this book and then eat my chicken nuggets, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, I finished the book and it was good. I mean, it was fine. It was very average. That is what my thoughts are right now. As I've said in my previous clip, I thought that it was very tropey, but the good thing is that it went by very fast and I finished it in a day. So yay me and yay this book, because yeah, the 356 pages went by really fast. However, and I won't be able to like fully explain this like completely because I haven't been able to like, I don't know, I just don't know how to explain it properly, I guess. And I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say now. But it is that even though there were a lot of things happening in this book, like there was constantly something or the other happening, there was like, oh, this plot point or this plot point, but it just didn't feel very like cohesive, and it didn't feel very like believable. And by this I don't mean that like I don't believe that Ravka exists as a place. Like, of course it doesn't exist, but like I don't think like Harry Potter actually exists, but like in my mind it felt like believable, you know, like Hogwarts as a place feels believable. um so even though there were a lot of things happening in this book, like I just felt like maybe it was too rushed, or like what, I don't fully know. I'm not an author so I can't really like fully say it, or maybe it's not come to me yet as to what exactly is bugging me about this. But I don't know, I feel like maybe the characterizations just didn't work for me. For example, like the Darkling, it felt like a lot of like tell not show sort of thing. Like, so someone's telling me that he is like this fearful monster creature, but like even the places where it was shown, I still didn't like, I don't know, it's just not it's just not it for me. So I don't know yet, but I will be starting to read this one, which is the sequel, Siege and Storm. So I will read it, and hopefully like things will build to be better, I guess. But that is all my thoughts for now. I will come back to you when I have thoughts on this book. Hello and welcome to the next day. I didn't update you about my day so far, but it is like 7, I think. Today was a little bit of an emotional day for me, but I'm not gonna put that into the vlog right now, or just ever right now. Anyway, point is that I am 100 pages into this book, about like 90-ish pages, and just from the get-go things are happening in this book. Like, there's just like action on action. Like, the first thing that happened, I thought that it was a dream that she was gonna have, and like I was like, no way, like in the beginning will all of this like take place, right? But like, nope. And after that it's just been one thing after the other, and just a lot of things are happening like very quickly. So similar with the previous book, just a lot of plot points. This one has even more. So I'm going to continue reading and see where that takes me. But yeah, I'm enjoying it that way, that like, you know, you get distracted with all the different things happening in this book. So that way, good. I will let you know my thoughts once I'm a little more into it. Hi, hello, and welcome to 24 Hours Later. If you hear any weird noises right now, it's because there's a cyclone going outside. So there's like a lot of rain and wind, and just, I don't know, it sounds like a ghost whistling, to be honest. Do you hear it? And like the windows were rattling for a very long time, so you know, it was just fun times all around. But you know what's not a fun time? This book. I'm just getting so bored right now. I think one of the main problems that I had with the first book, which was Shadow and Bone, was that there was so much happening in the book, and she just kept jumping from one plot point to the other. And I think that like the good thing about Lee Bardugo is I think that she listens to her criticism. Maybe other people had the same criticism back then, and then she's just been stuck in one plot point forever, and I'm just like, yo, move on. So there doesn't seem to be a lot happening. I'm about like 75% into the book, and I don't know. It does feel like better written though for some reason. So anyway, those are my thoughts for now. I'm hoping to finish this book soon and then come back to you with my thoughts. Hello and welcome to the next day or the day after. I'm not really sure, to be honest. What is time anymore? I don't know. But I wanted to talk to you about this book that day, and I couldn't because of the cyclone going on and all the noises that were taking place. I just don't have good like machinery and stuff to deal with that. There's still some like thing, I don't know if you can hear it, just like, but yeah, it's still gloomy, but well, it's better than the past few days. It's good. Anyway, point is, want to talk to you about this book, and I didn't like it. I thought that, I don't know. So okay, so if you see my first clip, right, where I talk about this book, the first clip, I was like, oh my god, things are going so fast. Like, I can't even imagine that it was going so fast. And then the next clip you see, I was just like, things are going so slow. And that is one of the things that like really irked me about this book, was like the pacing inconsistencies were just like, holy shit. There was the first few chapters of this book which were just like going by boom, 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 boom. And then the next a lot chapters were just super slow, and like, yeah, and the thing is, it's not like it was like super slow and you were just like, oh, I'm getting to know more about these characters and these characters feel like more believable or likable or something like that. It just, I feel like it still didn't do that. So it was just like we were being stuck in this thing, because usually when like the plot wise it's going slow, hopefully like the character development is happening, but I didn't feel like that happened either. So I was just like, hmm, yeah. But I think the one good thing was that like I really liked the political intrigue. I really like books that have that thing where you're trying to figure out like how people are going to navigate like the politics of that land. Apart from that, I don't really know what else. Let me look at my notes. Ah, yes. I wrote here that the fight sequences didn't pan out well, um, because like there's this fight sequence that happens in the end, and I was just like so confused by it because it happened just so fast, and I was like, wait, is this what actually happened? And I had to read that scene like a few times to kind of like fully understand it really, because it was just like left at this thing, and I was just like, okay. So I don't think that she wrote like fight sequences in this book very well, and I feel like that was something that was also lacking. Also, I've written here, I said, what in the Voldemort? Because if you have read this book, you will know what I mean. And if you have read like Harry Potter, you will know what I mean. But there was this one particular thing that happened. So if you don't want spoilers, I will tell you like what I mean now. So like go to like check the timestamps and go to like the spoiler free time after this. So you have your warning 1, 2, 3. So the whole thing of when the Darkling was visiting Alina, and like she was getting these like things where she thought the Darkling was with her, or like, stuff like that. Didn't that remind you of like Harry Potter, when like Harry was getting these visions that he was in like the room with Voldemort when things were happening, and then like Voldemort like was, then he knew that this was happening, so then he like manipulated that and all of that sort of stuff. Like, just that, didn't that kind of remind you of like that? And also like the beings that like the Darkling made, don't they kind of like remind you of Dementors? Like, I don't know. I was just like, yo, what's happening? So those are my thoughts, which are spoiler filled, which are very few, which are gone now. It's done. But yeah, those are my thoughts. But for now, I have started reading this one, and I am actually liking this book so far. I feel like this is where I feel like Leigh Bardugo is a great author, because she's like taken suggestions, so I can see the improvements. Like, I can really see the improvements in this book. So I am like almost actually halfway through, not, well, maybe a little less than halfway through done with this book, and I'm actually liking this one. So I will get back to you once I have like further thoughts on this. But yeah, so far so good. Well, looks like I have to take some words back about Leigh Bardugo's writing, because I just read this fight scene that happened in the book right now, and I am shooketh. There's something that happened at the end of this fight sequence thingy that I was like, actually, like, I mean, if it was better written, I would have cried. But wow, I'm still like emotional. Like I'm like, shocked. So am I liking this book now? Hi, and welcome to a few days later, many days later actually. I finished this book, I think on the same day that I spoke to you my last clip, or the day after that, I'm not quite sure. It was actually a while back. So I'm here to talk to you about my thoughts in the most spoiler-free way possible, which is going to be tough. But essentially, as you have seen, I like what she's trying to do. She just does it in this really weird way where like the pacing is off and then the logic is off and just like it's building up to something and I'm looking forward to it and then it's just like, oh, it happened so quickly and I'm like, wait, what? I have to read it again? So yeah, there's like a reveal that happens that I was just like, how did you not realize this before? Like, how is this? I was like, okay. And then there was a ultimate fight sequence thingy that was supposed to happen. And there was like a whole build up to it, obviously. And I really liked the interactions between the characters before that. I thought that it was really sweet. And I finally felt like in this book we got to see more of the characters and they sort of evolved into people that I actually like sort of cared for. But when the fight thing ultimately, like the penultimate of the series and the book ultimately happened, uh again it was something wrong with the pacing and just the logic of it was completely warped. There was a person who I don't think should have survived. Like it was just very convenient. And then the end of one particular character happened really randomly and I was just like, that's it, uh so yeah, that was my thought. But as I said, I like this more than the other ones, at least because I finally felt for the characters, so that's good. The ending, I know that a lot of people do not like the ending. I understand it. I think that, yeah, okay, I should just get into spoilers now, right? Okay, so you have been warned, I'm getting into spoilers now. Alright. Mal shouldn't have fucking lived. Like, I ship Mal and Alina, but I don't think he should. How did he come back to life? How the fuck did he come back to life? I have no idea. Like, who brought him back to life? Please tell me. Explain down in the comments how he came back to life when he died. And then like, oh, it's like, oh, it was just like a part of him. So he's like basically a Horcrux, and like the Horcrux of him died. Is that what it is? Because like, okay, and then like the regular Mal of him is alive. Okay, I'm just like, okay, and then like the Darkling just died in the most like anticlimactic way. I was just like, really? So yeah, that. And in terms of the end, I just like that they went and had like a regular life. I think Alina wanted to be like a basic bitch, as like Cindy from Raised with Cindy has said many times. She wanted to be a basic bitch and she got her ultimate dream was to be a basic bitch and be with her best friend turned lover who I root for. Like, good for them. They did these whacked out things, and then ultimately, like she got to live the life that she wanted to live. So fuck that. Great, great, good for her. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts for now in terms of spoiler filled thoughts. And now let's talk about the series in total. So what were my thoughts while reading this book? So number one is something that I said in the beginning, that it feels like nothing original. I liked the magic system, I liked all of that sort of stuff, but it felt like same. I've said this before, girl who is one of a kind, doesn't know that she has a secret powers, taken to this magical land, brooding man helps her, uh, weird dynamic. It just feels like overtly done, right? And also like the characters, like the girl is very like, I'm not like other girls, because literally she is not like other girls, because she's one of a kind, and just like, yeah, like stuff like that. But yeah, so that was one thing about the plot. The next thing is pacing. Now, the good part is that I went through these books really fast, and they're very readable, and I feel like teenagers would definitely like just eat this book up, which a lot of them did. But also the pacing is very, very choppy, as I've said throughout. So that I feel like she is working on, as time has gone by, because I've read like her last book that she wrote, sort of, which was like Ninth House, and the pacing was really good in that, like better. So yeah, so you definitely have to give her benefit of the doubt that this was like her first book ever written, and it was written like one after the other, 2012, 2013, 2014. So she didn't really have time to grow as an author. So I totally get that. But still, like, it was fine. And the writings, as I said, there were things that she could have worked on, like the fight sequences and stuff like that. Also, I said that the characters, like the main characters, I didn't like as much. Like, I didn't like them, but the side characters I thought were really good and really compelling, which is why I want to actually, now I'm really compelled to pick up like King of Scars, and like Rule of Wolves, which are the books that center Nikolai, and how he then does things from there on. And also I've heard excellent things about like The Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which is a book that everyone seems to love in this universe. So I'm not totally put off by her writing per se, because I really liked the side characters and I'm rooting for them, and I want to know what's happening in their like life post this. So yeah, but that was that. And then also like I also didn't logic, what the fuck. Because like sometimes logic just went out the window. But yeah, as I said, good parts was that you saw the side characters were really good, so I'm intrigued by that, and you could clearly see the improvement and the I could see the effort. I could see the effort of Lee Badugo, so kudos for that. Now, I have seen the TV show as well, and to be honest, I think the TV show is way better than the books. I feel like the characters are more fleshed out, and clearly she's done a better job now that she's become better as a writer as well, and plus she's obviously had a lot of help with all the other writers, etc., who are part of the team. And I like the interconnection between like the Six of Crows people versus like the Shadow and Bone people, and it made me more curious to read the Six of Crows book, so I think I'm going to do that really soon, as well as I said, I really want to read the King of Scars duology, so yeah, so that'll be interesting. And to answer the question that I honestly had in the back of my head, which is, should a person read the series or just watch the series? And I would say just watch the series, and if you really want to know more about the books, and you have the time, I mean, read the books, but you'd be fine just like googling the summaries. It's fine. It's okay. And to answer my most burning question, which is, where do I stand in terms of Darklina or Malina? I stand with Malina, because Darklina, what is going on with you guys with Darklina? That just didn't make any sense. There was no allusion to this at all. He was basically manipulating her. So I hope you guys are okay and are dealing with like therapy and shit like that. And also realize that like, what, he's an old what? But yeah, Malina makes more sense, because like it's best friends to lovers. It's sweet. They've always loved each other, and then they like end up together and stuff like that. It's cute. Okay, so I totally get it. It's fine. Malina all the way, though I'm not like heavily invested, to be honest. So it's fine. So anyway, those were my thoughts on the Shadow and Bone series. To conclude, I gave the first book 3 stars or 2.75 stars. I gave the second book 2.5 stars, and I gave the third book 3.25 stars or 3.5 stars. I don't know. But tell me if you have read these books, or if you have watched the series, or like have any thoughts whatsoever while I was yammering away for the past I don't know how many minutes, what your thoughts are. And do you like the books? Have you read them? What are your thoughts? Just generally, let's chat in the comment section down below. And yeah, hope you like this. I don't know what to say anymore. Headaches are coming to me. I have to edit this now. Okay, bye. Love you. See you in my next video. Hope you're safe. Bye. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay.